This is the beginning of Hello World tutorial number 22. Within this tutorial we're going to look at how to define a file object within a model object, and also how to use the file upload tag. And then finally uploading the file and using file handling with storage containers and stored files. Now let's first go ahead and create the commit set within the web application. We're going to have to add a extra field within the movies model, and this is to store the movie thumbnail, and this is of field type image path. So what this will do is it will store the file in a storage container which is on disk and not in the database, but it will store all the reference information within the database. So the name is thumbnail and the field type is image path. Let's go ahead and save those changes. Refer to the help to identify what functions exist for that field object. Since we updated the web application, we need to commit and update the application so it updates the database. We have to also build the release before we do that. Now let's create another commit set so we can make the rest of the changes to the files. We're going to allow the user to add a thumbnail, but before we do that we need to import the file upload component, and we need to upload the compiler tag 2 components as well. Let's go ahead and save the changes there. Let's go into adding a movie, and we're going to add an item. The label caption will be thumbnail, and within the data we're going to utilize the file upload component. And by default the file upload component will be set to, which is the file object attribute, which will be set to the movie object thumbnail.file attribute. This represents a stored file object. Let's go ahead and add that. Now you can see that you can edit the thumbnail. Now we're going to pass that thumbnail into the variable validation. So I can validate the file. In this case, we're going to add the thumbnail, and the type of object is stored file, and the value is coming from thumbnail underscore file dot file obj. We can require it, but in this case we are not, by putting a .validate tag. Now finally let's change the script to reflect the changes to the variable validation. Let's go ahead and save the thumbnail into the thumbnail.file, and that will save the thumbnail into the disk, and it will save the retrieval information into the database. Let's go ahead and save all these changes. Let's update the application, and now you'll notice that when you go into adding a movie, there is the selecting of the file. And we can also go ahead and do that and cancel or select a file. I'm going to go ahead and try to select a file here. Once the file is selected and you save it, now we can go back and edit it, and there'll be the option to clear it or select another file. If we clear it, then the file will have been cleared. This concludes this tutorial.